Robert Hartline here with CallProof. Welcome to the Sales Hustle Club. This is a 7-part series on how to crush door-to-door sales when you are selling to businesses. The CallProof app makes it easy to see more people to talk to, but in this series, I'm going to go into the nuance on what top salespeople are doing to crush their commissions, to make more money, to find more clients, to be better at the craft and the art of selling. And this is what I hope to do in our 7-part series. But to start, I got to tell you a little story about my beginnings. Take it way back to 1994. I'm a freshman in college in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I had spent all my college money in the first semester. In the second semester, I was low on funds. I answered an ad in the classifieds for door-to-door salespeople. Now, I'm an introvert. It's not something that it's innate for me to go talk to strangers, but guess what? They paid for training. And yes, I showed up for the training. And a week after the training, I was out in the field going door to door, knocking on doors and not loving it. In fact, I hated it. And after that first week, I was about ready to quit. And then on a Saturday, I heard a knock on the door. There's a guy standing there with a drill and this little thing in his hand. And he goes, "If I can't put this peephole in your door in less than 60 seconds, it's free." And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking you can buy this peephole for $1.50 at Home Depot. You can. The problem is you got to buy a $25 drill bit to put it in your door. And I had to buy an aluminum door to practice on so I wouldn't mess up a customer's door. Now I thought to myself for a minute, I was like, well, dude, I would not have answered the door if I had a peephole and I could see out of it. So clearly he knew his target audience. And I said, yes, I paid him the $20, but I saw that man sell 8 other clients on my street. Within 15 minutes, he was out of here. Drove away in a cherry red Toyota Supra. 94, let me tell you, the Toyota Supra was it. He sold me more than a peephole. He allowed me to see what was possible by having the right pitch at the right audience with the right style and grace that he did when he did his pitch to work. And it taught me this. I too could be great at selling. If I had the right pitch and the right plan, I could be successful in selling. And I'll tell you, over the next 3 years, I was that. I was the number one salesperson on my sales team for 3 years. It wasn't because I was super special. It was because I was intentional in the way I saw prospects. I knew how to do the pitch. I knew the nuance. And I knew there was more to it. There was a science behind it, that once I did the science behind those pitches, that I could improve my sales. See, it's my belief that anyone can be great at selling if you're setting an intention to start to learn and how to mold into the right salesperson for you to be successful. That's why in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to cover 1, developing the right pitch for you. 2, how the disciplines of building goals will allow you to propel yourself into selling more. And last but not least, a few tips and tricks on using CallProof so you can see more people and then get more opportunities to present themselves for you by using the best tool for door-to-door salespeople today, and that is CallProof. Number 1, we got to work on our pitch. You know, when you walk in cold to someone and you walk in, you're going to see always a gatekeeper. That gatekeeper's role is to say, is this friend or foe? What you say at that moment means something. So when you walk in off the street to a cold prospect, professional salespeople feel natural when they say their pitch. It just flows off their tongue nice and easy. You remember that first time you went to a cold visit and you said something and it just didn't come out right? It was like your vocal tone was a little higher than normal, you had a little crack in your speech, it didn't feel great. And the receiver, the gatekeeper, knows it right away that you're in sales, and she will quickly get you out of there. But with practice, you can perform at your peak best by knowing what to say even before you get there. And how do you do it? Number one, you can practice on your own. But let me tell you the best thing I recommend for everyone. Find the top person in your company. Go on a ride along with them and see how they talk to people. The proper method for doing the right ride along is when you walk into a cold place that you're visiting, just to be there as a bystander. Never say anything. Never double team a customer when a salesperson is going and doing a pitch. You're just along for the ride. You say nothing, but listen. And the next time that you need to go to in the next business that you visit, you take the reins and you do your spiel and get some feedback from that other person. Even if you're pairing up with someone that maybe is not the best, you're going to learn just as much of what not to say in a presentation as what to say. We learn a lot from the contrast between great and then say okay performance, and it will help alter what you say when you walk in. Understand that when you do this practice with a ride along, you're going to learn the right things to say, and you're going to learn the right tempo to give, and you're going to get to a point where every time you go up to bat, you swing the right way each and every time. And that's how you perfect your pitch. Now, the salespeople that are crushing it and doing well, please take them to lunch. Please learn from the best, whether it's a Zoom call or what. Even if you have to go outside of your market and reach out to someone that's in another sales region, the time that you spend with experts is like putting money in your bank. And you should be learning from these people. You should be copying what great successful salespeople do, because it will absolutely pay off for you. Now, let's talk about tracking. Now, if you're new or you're old, not age old, but you've been doing this a long time, you should be practicing your pitch. But the only way to practice your pitch is like as if you were a professional athlete, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're going out, sacrificing your time to go out and do this craft of selling. So why would you not track your performance like a professional athlete so you could perfect exactly what your pitch is that works optimally for you? And what I recommend that a lot of people do is just take a simple spreadsheet. Just put over here your date, put number of visits, and then I like to track conversions of conversations, okay? Now you could track a close or a sales close, but a lot of businesses aren't buying immediately, right? So what should you track? Getting past the gatekeeper and talking to a decision maker is a win in my book. And so you should be tracking that by putting your conversion rate at the end of every single day. I promise, with intention, a month of doing this every day you go prospect, you track number of visits, you track number of conversions, you're going to see your conversion rate increase, and you're going to notice that you're more effective in the field than if you had not done the practice of tracking. If you want to be good at anything, track it and you will win from it. Develop that pitch. Good, well done pitches is going to help you close more business, and you're going to accelerate your growth in your sales arena. Goals. Now, many of you vocalize a goal in your head or say you're going to do something in your head, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. You're going to increase the likelihood of you reaching a goal by 42% by just writing the goal down. Now, you're going to improve it even more if you vocalize that goal to others. And that's why I recommend have an accountability buddy that you vocalize your dreams to, right? Now, a goal could be many different things. For some people that are brand new in selling, you may want to focus on a goal that's achievable, such as activity, okay? How many people are you going to see every day? how many follow-up calls are you going to do, and maybe how many proposals you do every day. So think, it doesn't have to be a sales goal. It can be simply an activity. Why? You want to make sure that you are maximizing every opportunity that you are in the field. Many people get in their car, they go do 10 visits. It's 2 o'clock, I'm going home, okay? Now you've already driven this far. Why wouldn't you use the CallProof app to find closest businesses around them that you could be selling to? Like whenever you do an appointment, click the accounts button and it sorts the customers based on your current location. So if you're going to the east side of town and you had an appointment, why not, before you drive away and head back to the office or heading to the house, what other businesses could you talk to that are nearby that you could be selling to? Now, we also have the feature in Places, which allows you to see businesses based on categories that are around you that are not customers yet. You have gotten in your car and driven a distance to go see someone. You're crazy not to spend just a few moments to go around the corner and take that pitch and take that new opportunity and turn it into a conversion. But you do that by having the discipline and by having some goals. You want to have goals to push you to see more people, because when you start seeing more people, you're going to start closing more business. One thing I tell all salespeople to do, they should be treating their time like their money. And what does Dave Ramsey say? Well, Dave Ramsey says, spend your money on paper before the week begins. Same thing here with your time. Spend the time on paper before your week begins. Decide who you're going to see before the day begins, because an hour of proper planning for a visit tomorrow is going to give you an exponential opportunity to close a lot more business and being more intentional about getting in your car and going across town and spending that gas money. It's not about us working harder. It's about working smarter. But the time devoted in the planning makes a huge difference in achieving your goals. But if you don't have those goals down, you ain't going to achieve those goals without putting them down on paper and being intentional about it. That's why I also recommend you should have an accountability buddy. What's an accountability buddy? Accountability buddy is somebody that you can go to and say, George, my goal for this week is to see 25 new prospects every single day, because I know at the end of the week, I would have seen 125 new prospects every single week. And if I do that, my likelihood of closing and getting my actual sales goals are achievable, right? Having someone to share that goal with, and when they vocalize they're winning or they vocalize they've lost steam, you can pump them back up, get them re-energized about selling, and you're going to close more business. We have a beautiful feature in CallProof. It's called asynchronous video. If there's someone on your sales team, you can click on the team button, you can click on their face, and you can record a video to them directly. And that's a great way to share what's working in the field. And for sales managers, they can use that by creating groups. And by having a group, you can have a sales group. So you could record one video and all 10 people see it. But it's a great way to encourage great sales people to share great sales stories so others can be inspired, for your sales team to develop their own accountability buddies to push them forward. Because when you sell like a team, you become like a team. And when you sell like a team, you're going to sell like professionals do and close more business. All right, a couple other things that we have on the CallProof app that I'd like to share with you today, and that is scanning business cards. We make it easy when you go do a visit to track your visit by having them fill out a form, right? Well, what happens when you talk to a prospect and you want to scan a business card so you don't have to enter all that information? We do that easily. This is how you find it in the app. When you click new account, there's a little a business card button that you can select. You can take a picture and it'll automatically enter all that information. Also, let me talk about something that a lot of salespeople have a misnomer on. And this is I think this is one of the biggest mistakes for a user of CallProof that they make, is they don't use the routing function to plan their day. Okay. They're doing the shotgun approach of selling, which is they start their day. Maybe you have 4 appointments for the day and they're all over town, right? They're not organized. So you're in your car, you're going from north side to south side, to east to west, and that's your 4 appointments for the day. I strongly recommend that you change your mentality about how you plan your week. Gas is super expensive, but it's not the gas money that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the time that you have with people. You should be in front of more people, and you can be in front of more people if you use the routing function. And the routing function is easy as using your finger and clicking on, whenever you're in the places screen, you can click on map and you can literally highlight the businesses that you want to visit for that day and hit start route and add to route and be able to go to each individual person on that list and control that. A lot of people tell me when I go and work with a sales team, they'll tell me, "Oh, I know where my customers are. I don't need the routing." And I'm just like, no, that's not the way you need to look at it. You really need to create the route. And once you create a route, you can edit the which one you're going to go to first, second, or third. You can really spend some time on it. In fact, I recommend a lot of people create a route from their home the day before they're going to do their visits, and take a moment and look through each one of those contacts and send them an email, send them a text, send them some kind of message to say, "Hey, I'm going to be in your area tomorrow to stop by. Is there anything I can help you with?" But doing that pre-work before the actual visit will make a tremendous difference on your effectiveness, right? And if you're looking at your route, you could do your own research, but an hour in planning for a sales day will result 20-fold in opportunities, because knowing that there's new opportunities you could be visiting with and doing a little bit of research on LinkedIn to see who the key contact is and updating the records. So when you go and do those visits, you actually know who to talk to. That is extremely valuable to use. But it's these habits that I try to work with people, is get the right habits and disciplines. So when you are doing your sales day, you're getting the most out of it. You know, there are some people that are crushing it merely because they have optimized exactly how to do their pitch. They have optimized how the day works. And that's their system. They have a system. You have some people that have no system and that are just winging it. They walk in and yeah, okay, I didn't get that one, I'll just go to the next one. No, you have to spend the time to develop who you are as a salesperson and as a salesperson who is mastering the craft, right? So spend the time in sharing. Now, there's another function I want to tell you about that's going to take me a second to pull up on my phone, but I want to share this with you real quick. Any other questions while I'm going to the next topic?
Robert, I take it you're going to show us on how to use the routing. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I showed you on the screen, but I can show you. Actually, I'll pull it up live for you, so that could be helpful. So, question was, how do I do a route on the screen? Now, something a lot of people don't realize we have in our system, we have a places button on the bottom right, and places is businesses that are already in our database that you could actually search for. So let's just say hypothetically, I was interested, I go to banks. Okay, let's say I'm going to sell to banks and I want to pull up all the banks that are listed around me. Okay, so I've clicked on banks and you'll notice I'm going to click on this little map button on the top left. And what that is, it's going to do is show me banks that are nearby. Okay, now if I wanted to go visit these banks, I can just highlight them right here. And now I have a route. So if I hit add to route, and now this is my route. Now you can have and save your own route. So I could do that same scenario and that same search. And let's say I was going to Knoxville, Tennessee. I could look for Knoxville and I could populate and create a route. Let's say I'm going to drive to Knoxville and go 2 hours for us. I'm in Nashville. So it's like a 3.5 hour drive, but I could build a route and then save that as the save route function. So you'll need there's a little save function here. But if I'm sitting at my house preparing my day, I may look at this and go, you know what? I don't like Bank of America, so I'm not going to go to Bank of America. Maybe this is a customer. I don't want to go see them. So I'm really editing this list here. Now, these are people that are not saved in my database. Okay. These are just random banks that I put in the system. And if I wanted to go optimize this, let's say I drove there and now I'm going to optimize using my current location, I can do that. And it's going to basically tell me which one to go to first, second, third, and fourth, right? And this will make the efficiency of my sales day go by much better, right? So, but that same function, hopefully that answered your question, Chuck, about the routing. But if you were going to do it with your existing customers, you would click on the accounts button and it's the same thing applies. So the accounts are people that are already saved in your system, right? And if I go to accounts, there's a little filter button on the top. So let's say I was going to filter businesses. Now I could sort them by closest to me, or maybe I need to contact people that I haven't spoken to in a while. Okay. But let's say I also wanted to filter it down to only a certain type of customer, right? So let's say clear all, and I only wanted to do prospects, right? And this is going to show me prospects, right? And if I click on map, same thing applies. I can create a route with those, but I have to clear these out first. But anyway, so hopefully that answers your question about that. Now, one other thing I want to share with you is this is a new function that we've added into CallProof, and it's asynchronous video. And it's the ability to have conversations with other salespeople. Now, I would recommend that you consider this as a tool. If you want to build a relationship with someone else on the sales team and you want to learn best practices and you need some ideas, hey, I keep getting this objection. How do I overcome this? It's a great way for sales teams to talk together. And if you notice on the top of your screen is a team button. And if I click that team button, this is going to give me the ability to talk to other people on the team, okay? And asynchronous meaning I can record video. When I'm done recording video, I can hit the stop button. And so these are people that I could talk to directly. I noticed that Ralph is on this call, so I'm going to reach out to Ralph here. And if I want to record a video for him, I'm just going to press this blue button. Hey, Ralph. This is me talking to you live on the Sales Hustle Club call. And I'm done talking, so I'm going to hit the stop button. Now, he's going to have that video. Now, here's the really awesome thing is we can create a group. So you could have a sales group that you want to put here. So maybe you want to start a little accountability group with 3 or 4 people and share best practices on what's working out in the field and really get that craft of knowing what to say on the visit and the best practices to follow. And you're going to be able to share that via the asynchronous. That's a free feature and function. If for some reason you don't see that button, let me know and we'll get that enabled on your account, but it's enabled on most accounts. All right. Any other questions? We've come up to the end of our call. I'm going to be doing this call once a week for the next 6 times. So this is part of the 7 series. I'm going to have this recorded and I'm going to be putting this out on our social, meaning our CallProof channel. We have a CallProof YouTube channel on YouTube. If you could subscribe to us, we don't have a lot of subscribers, but I would love for you guys to see this content. I would love to hear feedback. If you guys have suggestions on, I wish the app did this, or I don't like how it does that, please share with us. You can always email us at support@callproof.com. You can reach out to me directly at robert@callproof.com. But I'm here to help you guys win. I'm here to help you guys crush your sales goals. I'm here to improve what we do each and every day so you guys have a better experience out in the field. And in the work that you do by entering this information and doing your follow-ups, that I do my work to help improve that, because I want less work for you guys and more joy out of life by the results of you winning. And that's how I can help you. Is there any questions before we roll out of here?
Nope, I thought it was a great training.
Thank you, Holly. I appreciate, I love positive energy. I love positive feedback. But I'll tell you guys, let me know if you guys need some topics covered on the next few ones. But the next call, we're going to talk about when you do your follow-ups, how important it is to do your follow-ups in a certain way. And a lot of people, that's the biggest miss they have in CallProof is they go do visits, they capture a contact info and information of someone, but they don't do the follow-up. And that's a big loss for many of you. So when you capture that information, the information should be providing value. And you do that by following up with people that we meet for the first time. Because anytime we talk to a stranger, we're making a little promise that we're going to get together another time or follow up in some way. And it's not just calling them. It's a multi-pronged approach to be in front of them, because most customers are not ready to buy today because they don't have the pain. They're shoving you out the door because they don't have an itch that needs scratched. But eventually they will have an itch, and you are there and you are in their circle of things they see every single day because you communicate effectively and you're doing the follow-up. And that's how winners are winning here. So thanks, guys. I appreciate everything you do. Good luck. Love to have some feedback. You can always reach me at robert@callproof.com. Thanks again and have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Sales Hustle Club. I'd like to invite you next week. We're going to talk about follow-ups, how to do proper follow-ups and how to follow a system so you can be in front of the client more often to increase the likelihood that they start buying from you.